Okay, here's the next question in the financial math workshop. We're going to do the questions from 2017. Now it starts off with the first question. In Bali, if he invests 10,000 Rand for 3 years at some interest rate that we don't know, but it's compounded monthly. At the end of this period, she ended up with 12,146 Rand and 72 cents. Well, we're supposed to calculate R. Well, this is how you do it. I'm going to blow out the memo really big here. Well, here's the compound interest formula. So she took 10,000, 10,000. That's the money she invested, 10,000. It turned into 12,146.72. 1 plus the per annum interest rate divided by 12 because it was monthly. And they said 3 years. So you put 3 times 12, 36 in there. So that's how you get started. You know it's just compound interest. Then you just put your money at the end, the money she started with, and we're solving for R. Well, just divide by 10,000, you get 1.21467. Now we've got this 1 plus R over 12 to the 36th power. We want to get rid of that power, so you take the 36th root in your calculator of both sides. Well, it just cancels here, but this turns into a number in your calculator. It just turns into a number in your calculator. You subtract 1 from both sides, and you multiply by 12, and you get 0.065 and maybe some stuff, but to the nearest tenth of a percent, the answer is 6.5%. Well, that's the first question. We just figured out what the interest rate must be. We put in all the stuff we knew, but the per annum interest we just left, and then we solved for it. We had to divide by 10,000, take the root, 36th root of both sides, subtract 1, and multiply by this 12. And that's how we got the answer. Let's take a look at the next question. This guy takes a loan from a bank. He takes a loan from a bank to buy a car for 235,000 Rand. Okay. He agrees to pay the loan over 54 months. 54 months. The first installment's paid at the end of the month, so that means the formulas just work. That's what it means. The formulas just work. It says the bank charges interest of 11% compounded monthly. So let's take a look at what they did in the memo. Whenever they say the word loan, you're off to a good start if you just write down the present value formula. There's the loan, P, the present value of the loan. Right now it's 235,000. That goes in for P. We don't know what X is. We don't know what X is. In fact, that's what they asked for. Calculate the monthly statement, X. But we know the interest is 11% monthly, 0.11 over 12. And we know that it's 54 months because they said N is 54. Well, there you go. You get a couple of marks just for putting all the numbers in the right places. Now, the only trick here is this gets a little bit tricky to solve, and this is how you do it. You take this 0.1112 and you multiply. You know what's easier than this, actually? If you take 235,000 and then you divide and then just type this into your calculator. Just type this whole thing into your calculator. If you do that, you will get, if you do that, you'll get 5,536 Rand and 95 cents. All you have to do is take the 235,000 and then divide by this, typed carefully into your calculator, and you'll get to the answer right away. You can multiply by this and then divide by this and do it in steps, but you can do this in one step to get the monthly installment, which is 5,536 and 95 cents. Let's take a look at the last question. Calculate the total amount of interest that he'll pay during the first year. Okay, this is a little bit harder. It makes people think sometimes. What you do is you figure out, okay, what does the bank want in total in a year's worth of interest? And let's do that. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can all see it. Okay, here it is. This is what the bank would wants in 1 year's worth of interest: 235,000 times the interest, 0.11 over 12 to the 12th power. This is the total amount he paid. He made 12 payments of 5,500. That's the total money he paid. Okay, so that's 66,443.40. Just do that on your calculator. But if we take, this is the total amount the bank wants in interest. This is what got paid off in the installments. You just use the future value thing for 1 year. Put in the payment, put in the interest rate, put in 12 months worth, and then subtract these two things. The total interest on 235,000 minus the value of the payments that's getting this interest, and you get this 192,996 rand and 17 cents. Ooh, that's a lot. So how much interest did he pay? Well, there's the total amount of money he paid in, 66,443. And right here, if we take the loan value minus this, what he's managed to pay off, minus 42,000, that's exactly what he's paid there now. If we subtract those, the rest is interest. The rest is interest. That might be, there's other ways of doing this with the present value formula, but this way kind of works. Kind of works here. So hopefully it makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Okay.